Your brain is not on your side when it comes to money. In fact, it is actively working against you, every single day, in ways you cannot see, in ways you were never taught to recognize. And until you understand exactly how, nothing you try financially is ever going to stick. Have you ever made a promise to yourself about money? You said you were going to start saving. You were going to stop impulse spending. You were going to finally sort out your finances once and for all. And then a few weeks later, you are right back where you started. Maybe even worse. And you tell yourself it is a discipline problem, a motivation problem, a willpower problem. But here is the truth that changes everything. It is none of those things. It is a brain wiring problem. And you cannot solve a brain wiring problem with more willpower. That is like trying to fix a broken engine by pressing the accelerator harder. Neuroscience and behavioral economics have spent decades studying exactly why smart, hardworking people make consistently poor financial decisions. And what they keep finding is not laziness, not stupidity, not lack of effort. What they keep finding is that the human brain was built for a world that no longer exists. And in today's financial world, that ancient wiring is costing you everything. The first way your brain is wired against you is called present bias. Your brain is hardwired to value things that are immediate over things that are distant. It was designed this way for survival. In early human history, a berry you could eat today was worth infinitely more than a berry you might find next week. Because next week was uncertain. Today was real. That same wiring is still running inside you right now. Which is why spending $50 today feels so much more satisfying than investing $50 for 30 years from now. Your brain genuinely cannot feel the future the same way it feels the present. The future version of you, the one who needs retirement savings, feels like a stranger to your brain. And we do not sacrifice for strangers. Studies show that people consistently make financial decisions that benefit their present self at the direct expense of their future self. Not because they do not care about the future, but because their brain is literally not wired to feel it. The fix is to make the future feel real. Write down specifically what your life looks like at 60 if you do not change anything. Get specific. Make it uncomfortable. Because your brain responds to vivid emotion, not abstract numbers. Now here is the one that is going to make you look at every purchase differently forever. The second way your brain is wired against you is called loss aversion. Studies suggest that losing $100 feels roughly twice as painful as gaining $100 feels good. Read that again. Losing feels twice as bad as winning feels good. And this has enormous consequences for your financial life. It is why people hold on to bad investments way too long, because selling feels like admitting a loss and the brain cannot handle that pain. It is why people avoid checking their bank accounts, because seeing a low balance triggers genuine emotional pain. It is why people make impulsive purchases, because saying no to something your brain wants feels like a loss right now even though buying it is the real loss in the long run. Loss aversion tricks your brain into seeing financial safety as a threat. It makes inaction feel safer than action. It makes staying stuck feel more comfortable than the temporary discomfort of change. And here is the shocking part. The wealthiest investors in the world are not people who feel no fear of loss. They are people who learn to act despite that fear, who built systems that removed the emotional decision from the financial equation entirely. And the third one is the most personal of all. The third way your brain is wired against you is your financial thermostat. Every single one of us has an internal financial thermostat, a subconscious set point for how much money feels normal and comfortable to have. If you grew up in a household where money was always tight, your thermostat is probably set low. And when your income starts to rise above that set point, your brain gets uncomfortable, feels wrong, feels unsafe, feels like it cannot last. And so unconsciously you do things to bring the temperature back down. You spend more. You find ways to lose what you gained. You self-sabotage right when things are starting to go well. This is not weakness. This is your brain trying to return to what feels familiar. Because familiar feels safe even when familiar is actually harmful. The only way to raise your financial thermostat is through deliberate repeated exposure to a new normal. Surrounding yourself with people who have a higher financial set point. Reading about money regularly. Tracking your net worth monthly so growth starts to feel normal instead of threatening. You have to teach your brain that having more is safe. And that takes time. But it is absolutely possible. So let us bring this together. Your brain is running 3 ancient programs that were never designed for the modern financial world. Present bias that makes today feel more real than tomorrow. Loss aversion that makes staying stuck feel safer than moving forward. And a financial thermostat that pulls you back to what is familiar no matter how hard you try to rise above it. But here is what I want you to hold on to. Wiring can be changed. Not overnight. Not with one video. But with consistent awareness and deliberate small actions, your brain can learn a new way of relating to money. You are not broken. You are just running outdated software. And updates are available. I want you to do one thing after this video. Pick one of the three: present bias, loss aversion, or financial thermostat, and write in the comments which one resonates most with you right now. Be honest. Because the moment you can name the pattern, you have already started breaking it. Hit subscribe because next week we are talking about why rich people think about money completely differently than everyone else. And it is going to challenge everything you think you know. I will see you there.